Yes, indeed, Alex. An elimination game here. Mousesports versus NaVi, the big one. We've all been waiting for it today, and I can't wait to see how it goes down. Indeed, one of these teams will be going home and not make their way to the Lanxess Arena. It will be Mousesports standing at the T side with a quick little gambit towards the B bomb site here. 4 players, maybe 5 now as Carrigan goes to join them, but it's your man Simple at the very top of middle getting all the information. He's made a big call. He said there's rotations towards B coming in right now.
Certainly has. It's pretty unbelievable that we're at an elimination stage between these two teams. One is surely on the upswing, and the other making changes to try and finally get to that #1 status. They've been there in the rankings before, but they've not won a major. They've got the best player in the world who ultimately put them in this position. I know people are harping about the fact we highlighted it so much, but think of that. If they go out now, they could have 2-0'd Liquid if not for that simple play. And I don't mean that with the pun. It was just such a simple play. It was so easy to take that shot. Bomb goes down, Mousesports, great start to the pistol. No kills yet, despite taking B, but look at the mini-map. Everyone is posturing around the site, trying to get back into it, fully covering every entrance. So too is Carrigan, though, to Electronic behind the sandbags, and he expects someone to repeat from barrels. Good counter pick from CT. Now they can push back up, and Electronic's going to know that he can get more aggressive. Chris J, he gets caught by exactly that man, and Romp's the only one left. A shooting gallery to fire at low HP.
Oh, he can
actually find Simple as well, but they need to stay wide. Get on the defuse and make sure he can't swing all the way to the diffuser, which is Zeus.
That low HP player in front of him. If he kills him, there's a real chance he denies a defuse coming in. That was an exciting round. We saw them heading towards that B bomb site. Unfortunately, though, even though NaVi, with the information at the start, they do rotate over, and we'll see Mousesports get the bomb down. Looked promising with the PZ-50 in the hands of Rops, but doesn't work out in the end. Too many players taken down. It was Simple with 2 frags. Flamey bringing it up the rear as well with 2, as Rops will actually be bringing out the AK-47 as well. That's what you'd call the tactical purchase. You want one player, your star player, ideally, to have this one AK-47. It's not a forced buy. They will still buy up next round, but if he can actually somehow get them the bomb down here, a couple of kills, hopefully 3 for your star player, you've really damaged the economy of the CTs going forward. One of your players might be on a pistol next round, but you might actually have a really good chance of completely destroying them financially. So let's see what Robs can do with this. He's waiting behind barrels at the middle right now. It's a really interesting spot. You can't really be peeked once you crouch behind it, but you can surprise the CTs. He's going to make his way forward. He knows he has to open things up here. There's not really much to do apart from face check these angles. There we go. Nothing there yet.
So Frozen and Rops, 2 young players on this team that have had such an impact. We've already seen that from Rops and come to expect it, but Frozen's following in similar footsteps, arriving on the scene explosively so far this year. And it's not the first time Mousesports has taken a chance on a youngster and had it pay off. Rops had a lineup but couldn't get the damage in. The AK is recovered by Frozen, but takes damage grabbing it, and Carrigan's gone as well. Toxic's gonna be the one to find Flamey. Now rotate back off this with a single pick. Damage as well to Zeus and Boomich. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, well now it's gonna actually scare NaVi a little bit here. They know there's a rifle in play. Chris J still has the armor, of course. They're going towards B. Only 1 player there. That's going to be Electronic. They've got no smoke for spawn, so he has to find both the kills. This is exactly what they wanted. Remember, a couple of kills would do it. They actually might be able to find more. Chris J with a stunning shot towards CT spawn. They've got a 2-on-2 and the bomb planted.
Bomb planted and a rotation doubly so toward the chapel. That means they're getting further from Simple, which buys them space and time. Boomich has the kit. AK on Chris with 1. You might almost want to see that transfer. I mean, I'm sure he can still trade off of it, but Frozen would be the better man for the job in that situation, and already on the defuse, Chris can't peek. He can't do anything with it.
You're confident in his defuse on you. You've got a man like Simple protecting you, that bodyguard. You feel confident. You're just I'm just gonna hold the defuse here. You gotta protect me. Right?
There is a side aspect to this in the fact that, okay, they don't challenge the plant. They get an AK plus the $800 on what is now a 4th round bonus. They're fully going to be invested into this, right? Carrying that AK over into the next round rather than risking it is actually plays a long-term game as well.
You're right there. So like I said, instead of 1 player being on the SMG or the pistol, they actually have Voxic AWP, the AK saving the previous round, bomb planted. They've got a huge advantage here. They did so much damage. That was what the 1 AK was designed to do. Great to see it work out like that. Really demonstrates how powerful that can be in the hands of the right player. It wasn't Rops that got the majority of the kills. That was Chris J, but still, they're looking very good now for round number 3. NaVi will struggle with this one. It's Flamey who just has the SMG at this point. In terms of general setup, 2 CTs battling for control at the banana area. You can see the utility exchange now. Zeus and Flamey defending this side of the map, and Zeus feels confident and his rifle, his ability to hold that by himself. I say rifle, he's got the UMP. Now that is quite brave, holding B by himself, so they must have some sort of inkling as to what's going on here. Ideally get Simple over there with the AWP alone, but for now, Flamey will do.
Flamey will do. We'll see if he does or not, because Voxic is looking that direction with the AWP. Flamey doesn't even want to contest. One bullet hits the wall behind. Kerrigan sneaking out, finding Simple. Defenselessly standing in the corner, waiting to be potentially baited in, but instead it's Boomich that has to trade off of him. However, a stack toward the atrium, toward the roof, and immediately they go back over toward B to try and capitalize smoke down. Oh, I thought Flamey had that playing close to the smoke. It usually is good for one. The dink was there, but the kill was not. Trade happened, but so too did Rops, and all you need is 2 kills to get in the B site and get the bomb planted. It's another 2-on-2, but Boomich already on the rotation.
Yeah, really nice stuff there from Boomich. Voxic, remember he's got the AWP, holds the Glock for now. He might want to get that AK-47. Really? The Glock? He got the call there, super low. Yeah, get that all back out. He's got a chance now. If he hits his first shot, he could actually nail it. Assume the player was still towards Banana. The AK was on the floor mat. That you've got to pick that up in the 2 versus 1 like that. Surely get that AK-47 and see what you can do. The Glock doesn't seem to be the one for me, but might have gotten misinformation as to whether a player was super low. Ideally, don't want to use the Glock in those sort of scenarios. So that was a massive win for NaVi. It's 3-0 for them now. Mousesports had quite the advantage in terms of firepower and utility overall there. Just speaking of the fact we're playing Inferno here, Mousesports are actually ranked #1 so far in terms of utility damage, HE damage specifically. So that's going to be interesting in the CT side if they keep that up. And we'll get into the next round. Still money available with the loss bonus, getting to a decent point as well. 4 AKs, 1 MAC-10. Chris J certainly the sort of player that can make that work. But speaking of which, Simple, he's not bad with the AWP either.
Those shots are... Sure, it's a clean headshot. That's all you see. They're harder than you think when there's a small fractional amount. Be dead accurate in your flick. Keep your horizontal... What's that, the Y-axis, X-axis? I can't remember anymore. I confused myself. Keep the horizontal plane perfect. Electronic. He'll hold toward the pit inside the broken wall. He has Simple toward the library, which means he can swing from the door. He can watch toward the apartments, but smokes would render him useless. The library smoke's very common. And he has to watch pretty much solo toward the Arch side. In fact, this is a better decision, I think. Give up Arch, let the rotation cover that. Boomich will get there now. Even if they go by, they'll at least get the information, and he's able to support Electronic in the site better this way.
Well, they have the advantage for now. It's the flash attack out of the apartment soon, and it's Electronic to defend. It's Simple's on the bomb side as well. We'll see the flash come soon.
Oh, timing.
Yeah, there's the flashbang. They make their way out, but Electronic's aware of it, trying to stay alive as long as possible here. While players all around him. That's a decent picks here coming in from Mousesports. It's going to be Zeus in the 2 versus 1, but Chris J and Robs are low. There's definitely a chance for him to go for this. He's at top of middle right now. They haven't even planted as of yet. Down it goes. If he can make this a 1 versus 1, has a real strong chance of pulling this one off. Has to find that first player, though.
To work with, both on the site firing. That's going to be a bait and switch, easy. Rop slides out. And you got to give Electronic credit. Yes, he was pretty much alone. Simple tried to adjust. He was flashed off. Electronic did everything he could to buy him space, and Simple missed a very crucial shot toward the balcony, which pretty much sealed the round. Zeus had a slight chance at it, but the positioning they had, there's no way he was going to be able to find both cleanly.
Yeah. So the reason we call that the flash attack, we have a similar approach on Mirage as well. It was when you have 3 players set up in one real tight choke point on the map. That's the corridors towards the apartments. 1 flash over, smoke towards library, and you're just trying to surprise the CTs with as little telegraphed information as possible.
Here's the aspect or the advantage that 3 bomb plants, a saved AK, gets you.
Yeah.
You keep every round close, and already, even with the new system, whatever you want to call it, I know it's the first bonus now going to be for NaVi, you break them instantly. They're down to pistols. And because it's going to be, this will be the 2nd round loss bonus building up, they're not even going to have much in the next round, so you've almost got them in double eco. This is a great situation for Mousesports to be in.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Mousesports, no strangers to Inferno. They've actually got an 88% win rate on Inferno on LAN. So they'll be hoping to pick this one up if possible. Wasn't the best start, but for the reasons you just mentioned, they're right back in this now. They've broke them down to just Deagles, but it is the 4 spy. And look at this little stack towards middle, but I think it's been spotted. It might have been, but Simple's still good for 1. Surely that's going to be enough now. Mousesports to 3 kills.
And that's crucial to respond when they do, because as you mentioned, 4 spy also entails armor. You give guy like Simple even just 1 rifle. Electronic if he's on. Boomich is looking pretty sharp. You give any of those guys a gun, and you have a problem. So Clean, concise, getting the trades. Sacrifice one, Voxic the man to go down, but bomb planted and Electronic goes hunting because why not? They're going to be in a similar situation next round, so if he can get a kill and get a gun, it's worth it. And likewise, they want to break down Mousesports in the same way that they were whittled down for 3 rounds straight. Not going to go quite so well for Flamey.
Not quite. Rops is looking incredibly sharp right now. That does scare me quite a lot. If I'm a NaVi fan at this point.
He's one of the most exciting players to watch when he's on.
If he's on, absolutely. His AK-47 is so precise. He's so confident as well. He doesn't necessarily just sit back and wait for mistakes. He's just pushing and looking for kills. He's so confident in his own ability, which I love. Electronic, though, just saving the 5-7. Armor, not the most exciting save, but it'll have to do better than nothing, as they'll take the full eco going into round number 6 here. It's NaVi giving up their early lead at this point. It should be at least, as they won't be able to invest a single thing. Chris J looking much better as well. No longer the in-game leader for the squad, just taking over rifle and secondary AWP responsibilities. As we'll now get into the next round. We really want to see Voxic go off. I think he's one of the most exciting AWPers to watch. In terms of explosive flicks and having aggressive gameplay, his sensitivity, along with his skill, is just a thing of beauty when it works. I just don't think it's sustainable as other AWPers. That's the problem. I think he's too streaky to be a top 5 AWPer right now, but when it's on, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, the AWP discussion for a while was pretty stale.
Yeah.
It was like 3 guys performing and then whoever was good on the day. Now it's top 5 changes frequently.
Sure.
Because of inconsistencies of top players and others getting closer to it. It's kind of like the competitiveness of the top 10, really.
Yeah.
There's so many teams in an argument for that right now.
Yeah, but he can be fantastic. Slow start so far, but it is T-side Inferno with the AWP. Will struggle. He has the Molotov towards new boxes. B execution with 5 players here. I say 5 players. There's actually 5 CTs towards A as well. So this is going to work out very nicely for Mousesports. Pretty much round guaranteed at this point. You can look at some exit frags here, but Mousesports don't need to hunt. They've got everything to lose and nothing to gain from pushing in towards CT spawn.
Rotations around from CT. As long as they secure the exit, which is what they're trying to do with Rops, holding at the barrels. You talk about Voxic as well, but keep in mind the depth of AWP that Mousesports possesses. Kerrigan hasn't played it as much. We always talked about how he used to do it on the TSM CT sides.
Sure.
He hasn't done that as much, and that's 2+ years ago.
Yeah, Mirage especially, remember. That was his go-to map. Even
And Dust 2 to some. Usually that was Cajun, but some situations.
Yeah, I think he'd be like more main AWP on Mirage. It was like that was his thing, right? He was known to be the AWP on that particular map.
Yeah, again, hasn't done it as much, but still has that skill. And Chris J, we know how, that's not bad. They know they're not going for the bomb at this point, but they're trying to pursue guns. Good control from Chris. Unfortunately, he will lose the AK, but he makes sure that the CTs also don't get one. And the AWP will
Didn't get the AWP.
Be recovered.
They lost the AK
No,
as well.
he threw it on the ground. I saw it hit the ground in the spawn, so it's just in front of Kerrigan.
Okay.
He didn't get it back.
He didn't lose absolutely.
He must have hit it it could have been both guns gone. That is the worst situation. That's why I recommend pressing E, although it's really buggy sometimes, at the end of a round, because otherwise you can just throw your gun into oblivion.
This was against Pistol, sure, but it was super crisp. You're right. Like the fact he controlled that so well, didn't panic, didn't go full spray mode. That's that kind of style points there. All back out for Voxic, so he does reinvest into it. Kerrigan's focused towards B. And for Simple, he'll actually be on the M4A4 this time, as he'll find himself in the quad. They've managed to slow things right down on the Mousesports side, but Frozen, he'll be getting information and peeking towards the apartments together with his teammates. Rops, Frozen, the young gun, very powerful player. Look out for him. He'll be doing some damage, let me tell you, as it's in the bomb towards B. Just a bit of presence towards the apartments. I think they're just trying to suggest it's the same approach they had success with before heading back towards the B side as Voxic waits. Holding the CT spawn corner, Kerrigan doing anything but. He's found a headshot. Zeus goes down, flashbang over. Maybe a commitment here off the bomb, but smoke goes down. I feel like that's the cue just to hold up. No one needs to do anything at this point. Boomage. Aggressive position, works for one.
Spray back in through the smoke, though. Usually that is traded, but it buys time for the other CTs to get in position. That's the benefit of that position. I know it seems odd to play that aggressively in front of the smoke, but crucial. Because the rotations are now all the way back toward the chapel. They traded with the second player in the site, and Voxic has it all to do. Bomb down top of the stairs. Would have liked to seen that smoke be a little more calculated than that. Massive gap. Let's see if Voxic can actually take advantage of it. I think he might have spotted the gun barrel. That one's hard to tell with X-ray because we've got smoke in front of us. It's very marginal amount. I could be misleading you on that one.
Even with the bomb there, he knows someone's in that position regardless.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So it's like it doesn't help him out that much. He's just trying to get any sort of pick he can at this stage. Problem is, every time he scopes, they hear him. Rops is now low as well. A couple of bullets in their general direction. They are done for. There's the first and the second. Nothing Mousesports could do. Well held by NaVi as 2 kills comes on for Simple. He has the AWP now taken from the corpse of Voxic as the money now falls in their favor. We do see another buy still available for Mousesports, but some compromises made with the AWP purchase previously. 6K on Kerrigan and Frozen. It's Chris and Voxic with sub 4,000 is going to be the issue. So I think a buy will come through. There'll be some compromises. Maybe one player on an MP7. Chris doesn't mind using that. Can be scrappy towards the B bomb site. Likes to get it stuck in there with the SMGs. We'll see how it goes down. So, a tactical timeout. Some respite from the action. It's Mousesports to call it first. They've got 3 rounds to their name. And the buy does come through. We'll see whether it is going to be an SMG or somehow bring out another rifle. Could be the Galil. Frozen still with 6,000. So, Voxic has the AK-47 right now. Chris J waiting to see what he has. Did he get an AK as well? He goes with the Deagle, so he opted for the pistol instead, and he is a very good dealer as well. He has got so much skill. I think he's a very underrated player in that regard. We'll see what he can do with it. Simple, speaking of which, holding middle. Here comes Chris J, waiting for the initial exchange of grenades. Doesn't feel safe right now in the corner. Could sense maybe the artillery strike from the HEs. Falls back, and lets the round continue. Another default here for Mousesports. There they are. Oh, they still get him. Even though he fell back, he took 50 damage.
Yep, that sucks.
Wow. That doesn't.
Chris is just having one of those rounds.
Yeah. Didn't get a gun.
He's just a magnet.
Didn't get grenaded at the start. Thought he was safe. Then he's just been absolutely blown out the water.
Well, the AK is still in their possession. Scathed marginally, but they'll take the approach toward the A site instead. Simple, Boomich, Electronic, Zeus. All 4 of them there now. And Zeus will join Simple directly on top of this site. Simple's electing to play more aggressively around the boxes. Kenny-esque. Kenny-esque? Kenny-esque?
Kenny-esque. That's good.
Kenny-esque.
Yeah.
On the A site, where in the old Inferno especially, he had a ton of highlight clips. I seem to remember him beating a London team you may have been involved with quite
something like
handedly on that site once in a 1-on-3.
London something, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I thought he was going to get both headshots. I thought the lineup was there. Kerrigan gets him back, thankfully, with the AK, but this is my point. Simple's electing to play these angles, trying to catch them off, but he's just not quick enough today, it seems. And a great read to look above the smoke. Zeus on the site finds 2, nearly got the 3rd, but just stepped off the edge as he went down. A 1-on-1 for Voxic, as Flamey has to close it instead.
Good smoke. That's the real powerful play from Voxic. I feel like Flamey's going to push that. He has to. Indeed, he will. I don't think there was any other option there. If he sat back and waited, 15 seconds, he wasn't going to win the round. Had to hope that there was a check towards the quad position. You saw the flashbang there from Voxic towards quad. Suggests he's going to peek it afterwards. Once you hear that flash, push the smoke, and hopefully get positional control. Exactly what Flamey gets. Recovers the AWP, and indeed the advantage here for NaVi. There's the cheeky kill towards Chris. It was a lovely shot there. Bit of a pre-fire. Zeus did great work here as well. Holding at the back. The second kill, incredibly difficult. Managed to make it work. And Voxic bombed down 1 versus 1, but outplayed in the end by Flamey, who used the information I described before to get that final kill. 5-3. And in terms of overall money, another buy coming through with the loss bonus and the bomb plant. CZ this time for Chris J and a Galil for Robs. We'll see if this works out for them.
Simple. Oh, he's going to actually
he hit it.
Extinguished and hit it anyway. I think he would have hit that in the flames or otherwise. Partly gray screened as well. Good lineup and anticipation. Shots like that, you are ready to go. And he certainly was. Kerrigan's gone.
That's insane.
And now look at the rotation. Oh, I take that back. I thought he was already booking it. He elects to stay over on the B site. And Boomich, I was looking at the map, I'm going, where's the 5th CT? I didn't see a death. It's because he's already down the apartments. Simple fights them in Banana. They think they can strike because he's going to rotate. He doesn't because Boomich is already down so far that Simple can stay there rather than being the anticipated dynamic op. And he catches them off board. This was a great round from NaVi. Good hold, fantastic opening shot, but better information from Boomich.
And we have to remember as well, yes, we did have some controversial moments. They did lose 2-0 to Liquid, but they actually look like a very, very good team, NaVi. It looks like they've been doing their homework, and that was what is exciting about the squad. If they can convert this first map and continue this level of play, it's going to be a great game for them. You see, he saw just the kneecap, the shadow of it almost, in that slow motion replay. That shows you the kind of level he's operating at right now, as we do find ourselves at 6-3. Mousesports picked Inferno, NaVi picked Dust 2. Remember, we've got two great maps here, maybe even two. Just trying to bring things up, but who knows what's going to happen, as we'll see Mousesports now with just PD50s. CZ's Chris J with the CZ armor once again. Simple no AWP, but still, that's not going to slow him down. Lots of things, AK-47, Pepper's Carrigan, and speaking of which, we have a lot of damage exchanged. Boomich on the AWP will fall back.
Toxic gonna try and get sneaky.
Oh, he's got a kill there as well.
My goodness.
With the low HP player, he's got a knife.
He's got a kill, but the problem is, look what Zeus does. He does get a knife. Shows them how it's done.
Cool.
But in this case, a little bit different situation. Clear cut, and they need the money because they don't have it. Simple goes back around to get the kill. They lose 2, though.
Yeah, and remember, he's the AWPer as well, so that's $1,500 extra for Voxic, who can buy his own sniper. Electronic has the AWP for now. It was Boomich using it last round, but I feel like it's been front of it to Zeus, but it's a timeout, so we'll see how that pans out. Nice push from B. Was against the Eco, of course, as NaVi extend the lead. Knife was fine. If he'd hit this second shot, that would have been absolutely nuts, but doesn't work out. And Simple will go back to the sniping responsibilities here. Coach is coming in. We are now allowed to chat. Second time out for Mousesports. Managed to get 3 really nice rounds in a row after losing the pistol. Remember, they broke them financially after getting that one single round. It was a lot of fun seeing those 4 spies get so tantalizingly close for them. As we get into round number 11 here, Frozen has already purchased the AK-47. Haven't seen much from him. I know his skill set is incredibly high, but he does seem to have these peaks and troughs of not really delivering, but still early days there. Want to see more from him. Want to see some clutches. Want to see some post-plant situations, which Mousesports haven't really had much of yet. He is absolutely fantastic, though. Rookie year, a lot of players here this tournament in a similar situation looking to prove themselves.
Simple. Alu-esque, down toward it, spots across alt middle.
That's too much sometimes. It's Carrigan again who got that treatment down banana in the previous round, the last gun round they had.
Yeah, it's going to put him on 12. The rest of his team are on 8-6-6, so he is, as always, in the lead. Chris J still leads for Mousesports on 11. Watch Flamey trying to dance delicately behind the smoke, but Chris pursues. Krieg Rush, Electronic.
Always heard him.
Absolutely has. And Boomich is already in the apartments again. Second time he's been able to push that. Electronic, you said it, heard them. Walked out, took advantage of the fact that he knew that they were down bottom side of middle. But Chris J still with the Krieg, making good work. He's got 3. He's got the only 3 so far.
Yeah, that was really kind of nuts from Chris J. I told you, he has got skill for days, and this looks like a kill for Robs. Very patient. Timings could elude him, though. He's looking towards the bottom right now, and indeed, he played that so well. He was waiting for the reaction from the CTs, which did come. He was aware of the prospect of it being a push from B, but unfortunately now lost the bomb, and Chris J might be in trouble. Down to 12 points of health, up against Simple and Zeus. They know exactly where he is, and he only has 30 seconds. There's almost no chance of winning this one. That confirms it. Nice positioning from Zeus. 8-3 overall. 2 players survive on the CT side, including Simple and his AWP, who now has $7,500. Carrigan, it's got to be a rough one for him, Matt. You're getting pre-fire at the beginning of every round at this point. Bottom of T-steps, died. Bottom of second middle, died there too.
Yep.
They really need to maybe slow things down to a point where they can flash off the key choke points just so Simple isn't getting a kill at the start of every round.
I talked also about Frozen and how impressive he's been early on as a young player. Well, he sits at 1-9 right now, so it's not going that well this game. He is a beast, though. Let's not forget, when they're on, they can take down anyone. Just a note about the Krieg, by the way. I see Chris rushing with it. And rush he will toward Simple. It's Frozen again to go down, but I'm not sure Simple's going to be aware that a second player was that far around the corner. In fact, he could push that smoke to catch out Zeus, who was throwing in nades. Boomich in the pit, taken by Rops up close. Simple gets him in return, but Chris is still trying to find a way around. And Simple, they're lined up. He's got 2. Krieg again. Flamey gets him down, but that gives them a chance. Voxic has the bomb, but he's spotted out. Smoke's too plentiful. Point I was going to make, I was speaking with a player this morning who shall remain anonymous, but he says, And he wasn't complaining about the weapon because I will tell you now, they're on a team that use it quite frequently. But he was saying once the Krieg gets nerfed, which he's anticipating it will, the game will go back to normal. And he said his least favorite thing on the T side is when you get a Krieg and then all of a sudden a rush is called, and that's the hardest thing to do. But Chris seems to be doing very well with it.
He seems to be very comfortable up close and personal with the weapon. Usually you see players trying to hold tight angles and face check with the scope and try and get quick picks. He's just running through smokes and trying to counter the fact that Simple's getting a pick at the start of every round. Still, he got it. He took down Frozen just before a smoke bloomed. It seems that their timings are slightly off. They're either dying just before their smoke goes down or a flashbang goes off and he's just there in time. It's Simple just absolutely dismantling the offense right now as Boomich will open things up, this time up against the Pistols. There is another AK, remember, but losing the first player doesn't bode well. Rops, AK-47, managed to get 1 kill with it, I believe, last time. And it was Chris J that got 2 after. He's currently selling 16 frags. He's actually top of the scoreboard on the entire server right now. And they only have 3 rounds, so frustrating for him that, as you mentioned, Frozen not delivering. But there it is. That's a bit of the talent we wanted to see.
Electronic at range that just can't get it done. Look how much damage he did collectively. Took Voxic to 1, took Rops to 31, but let's see if that can be converted by his teammates because bomb's already planted. Ooh, Chris as well, great position. He might only have a CZ, but he is going to swing in behind them. And they're going to have no idea because bomb went down on A. They're going to assume everyone's there. This should be the round on its own. Even if he doesn't get kills here, he slows them down enough and he's going to cause a lot of damage. Yeah, slow it down, don't shoot. Sneak out, headshot. Yeah. Fortunately, the second player down toward Cubby means he can't swing to get Flamey, but look what this does. Flamey has to look backwards now.
Yep, he can't really do anything with this at all, you're right. Lovely push coming in. 1 kill found, but that's all it took. Frozen, just a note, with his 3rd. So he had a very quiet start into the game, but that could be one of the most impactful rounds you're going to get. Simple holding onto his AWP, and his money is absolutely fine, so he doesn't necessarily have to hold onto it, but obviously wants to. In towards that underpass right now, as goes with a quick wall bang at the end. But Frozen with 3 there. Was on 1 and 10, I believe, before that. So managing to win them the round single-handedly, all is forgiven. He's got them back on their feet. A really strong buy now, including a Voxic Orb. So if they can find 9-6, this is their map pick. They'll be absolutely fine with that. That shot, that's what I'm talking about, this kid. That's the kind of talent he's bringing to the table here. Those kind of Deagle kills, shot through the smoke as well, finish things off with the Desert Eagle. That's what you want to see from him. As we get to round number 14, it will be Electronic towards the apartments and Simple again, second middle. He keeps facing that angle. He's not being punished for it enough. As they do spam the apartments here, Boomich is in trouble. He is being actually hurt quite a lot. Carrigan seems to be aware of it, keeps firing and sends them packing.
Well, he'll look toward top mid this time. And deploy a smoke with 1 minute and 5. Back. Oh no, away. As much as he's still top fragging, Simple's being caught a lot on the A site trying to be aggressive with this AWP quad side. Boomich will get Chris. That gives Simple space. And the AWP, HP doesn't matter as much, but still can't hit the flick. Tough one to ask of him, to be fair. But Electronic gets the trade. Trade will suffice. It's still a 4-on-2.
It really is. It should be advantage NaVi here, but players like Frozen are up, and he's looking for frags, not going to get them though. Zeus with a lovely shot from the graveyard. Voxic might find himself in a similar position as Flamey will get the final kill there. It's going to be 10-4, and money is actually pretty strong for Mousesports, but still the scoreline is not. 4 rounds, they'll be disappointed with that.
Keynote as well. Frozen is up to 4 kills now, tied with Voxic ahead of Kerrigan. Have at it as you like. Chris is on 17 leading the way.
Yeah, he's done God's work out there.
Oh, incredibly. But just to note as well, Voxic ended that last round, had the bomb. If he had hit that op shot in mid, which to point out the 4 kills he's been struggling with, he could have actually maybe rushed that toward
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like sometimes Voxic is like super, super crazy and impressive, and sometimes he's quiet. I'm going to wait till we see the CT side. That's when he can do a lot more damage, I would say, with the sniper rifle especially. He definitely can rifle as well, but his playstyle really suits the AWP. And similar to Alu, what we're doing, and Simple, of course, aggressive second mid pushers and trying to open up the map himself next half. Zeus really has found some form this event. This has been impressive. He's playing very smart CS as well, using the utility to his advantage. They've won the round at this point. They don't have to overextend, use those residual smokes at this point, lock them out. They know Voxic, at least 1 more players towards B, so they've done a great job here. This should be 11-4 for NaVi on the CT side of Inferno. It's theirs to give up at this point. So Voxic alone with the bomb right now. But when you start firing off shots like that, to me, I just know that's when someone's trying to fake, when they're just firing off shots at a random point of the round for no real reason. There's nothing to spam, there's no smoke down. That's normally a cue, I would say, that someone's trying to fake, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing here. Back towards A. Electronic just needs to find one, and the round should be there. Good flashbang from Symbol to back him up. He's going to swing out, but the smoke is down. His smoke gives him a slight gap here as you see him actually look towards the apartments, takes ROPS, and just needs to stay alive at this point. Buy time for the rotations. Even the bomb can go down. It's the last round here.
Fair enough. Good crossfire. Electronic gets both. 11-4 for NaVi, and it looked like it was going to be so much closer. At 3-1, they broke down the economy, but they never got rolling themselves. We'll take a break. Join you for half number 2. Words.
My heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go.
Eleven to 4, NaVi have a very healthy lead against Mousesports on Inferno. You mentioned as well that Mousesports typically play this map very well with this lineup.
Yeah,
or at least
88%.
have.
win on land this year. So they haven't had a ton of games, but just to note that it's a map they favor, it's one they like. And NaVi are actually number 3 in this tournament in terms of pistol round victories, winning 9 out of 12, I guess 10 out of 13 at this point. So we'll see if they can go further. Once again, if they pick up this pistol, Mousesports pretty much are done for. We move on to Dust 2, which isn't the worst news in the world, because Voxic, who's on 4 and 15 right now, he's considered to be the best sniper on Dust 2 in the game right now. So there is still hope if this goes wrong for them. But the fact he's not performing, like I said, that's worrying. But his T-Sat Inferno, we'll see what he can do here. If they can get deep into this half, there's a chance he comes online and shows what he's capable of. But Dust 2 is when he'll really do his best work.
Around we go to the apartments. Bomb is there in the hands of Simple. This is a knockout match, determining playoff positions. Rops, excellent work with Voxic as well. They're hitting every single shot. Bomb down to the balcony, and that's how it goes. Just those two. All that's needed. Good headshot angles, and they nail them.
Yeah, not really much else required, it seems. A very basic round at that point. Lots of headshots, lots of USP action. Mousesports with the must-win pistol victory and denying pretty much absolutely everything there. The PC fouls, you don't see many of those these days. Robs from the graveyard, very calm, very calculated as well, getting all those headshots, no problem at all.
It's a 19-year-old pistol. I can see why we've moved on.
Yeah, that's true. That's not. How do you know it's 19 years old?
2000.
Ah.
There was some layers.
That wasn't
great,
okay.
but there was at least some layers.
I got it in the end, though. It's better to ask than pretend you understood, you know? I always find that with jokes.
Depends on who's in the room. Sometimes you just go, yeah, cool.
There is the force by just to know. One, that's not required, but in today's game, it's not as big a deal as it was like maybe a year ago when the money would be completely reset. With these sort of leads, you wouldn't necessarily buy in the second round. You could take a full eco. But today's game is absolutely fine. So Deagle's armor, and we know how powerful some of the players with NaVi can be with pistols, Electronic, Simple, Flamey. Look out for those dudes with the Deagles, especially. It's actually Electronic with a CZ this time, but point still stands. And in terms of the rifles, Mousesports only with 2 of them, focusing on MP9s, which is, pound for pound, one of the strongest weapons on Inferno, I would say. Mid-control granted, but time ticking away. They have a couple of smokes, a few flashbangs. Objective, obviously to win the round, but ideally, at the very least, get a bomb planted with this sort of investment. You've got Zeus, the in-game leader, is pretty standard. He will show a bit of presence at the other side of the map and see if he can get any sort of intel as to whether there's 2, 3 players towards B. Didn't get much for it, decides to go back towards A, join the team. They'll smoke off Lively, probably flash up, but Voxic, he'll be there with the FAMAS, getting the first and presumably the second. There it is, looking very comfortable. He's had a very quiet game by his standards so far, but this is going to raise his confidence. He got a couple of kills on the pistol, 3 kills now. He's got lots of money building up, and against the fully next round, a few more kills available to him as well.
It's interesting how, like, when players sometimes mentally check out, they just, like, think, okay, my teammates will do the rest, or like, oh, this isn't going well. But you hit at halftime, and that's the exact reset they need. Rather than forcing it, you just take a breather. And we'll see if you're right. They can get something going with his confidence now that he's found a few kills to start things off. 4,200 this round. He won't be in position to buy the AWP as of yet, but that's okay.
Oof. Very nice stuff. Well then, pretty much Glocks and PT50s only available here. NaVi, they know, winning that pistol meant a nice relaxing game. A walk in the park.
It's not quite a walk in the park when there's guns involved, but yes.
But when you lose the pistol on the CT side, against a team like Mousesports, you know there's trouble now, especially when your force spike got nothing for you. But for now, just holding on. There are a couple of Eagles out there. Go in the hands of Boomich and Flamey. Chris J loves to push Banana. It's one of his calling cards, is being right down there at the bottom. Scrappy, usually with the MP7, this time with an MP9. So Boomich looking for any opportunities towards the arch, not finding anything just yet. Rob's very aware of that prospect as they tag positions. You see them high-fiving in arch as they run by. Chris J holding the A side now. So they've put, I believe, Frozen with Carrigan towards B, and that's where NaVi are heading towards. Frozen with the smoke. I assume that's why he swapped out with Carrigan. And there it goes, down. At this point, felt stronger, had more utility, made more sense.
Flamey and Simple, the ones looking for entries. More so Simple with the boost.
Don't mind this. Oh.
Yeah, that's actually rather clever. Unfortunately, it's just tough to do because he steps off just as vision would have actually been possible toward the coffin position. Flamey still in the corner, needs to be very careful not to step out too far. That Molotov didn't spread all the way to him, so he had some room of an angle. Look at Frozen again. The MP9 actually gets two as they're low through the smoke. The utility with so much damage, he just collects. And Voxic gets the final. 11-7, they are closing the gap, which it's, 4 rounds. It's something to think about if you're Na'Vi, but now they're back to guns.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there.
By the way, as if the Caster's Curse needed more proof, more evidence of existence, Chris was on 17 when we pointed out that he was doing God's work. He's still on 17 now.
But his teammates have stepped up, so that's actually good news, right? So he's like, at least I'm not doing all the work now. Everyone else is coming online, so I think he's kind of be happy with that. Now, Voxic has the AWP. I promised you kills, and there it is. The first one comes in straight away. He is an excellent sniper. It's just the T side, you can't really get rolling with the AWP, and he's shown us that he can do what Simple was performing with in the first half as well. So there we go. First opening pick, 5-on-4. Boomich goes down, and they'll commit towards B still. Trying to see if there's anything available at the top at Zeus, at the spearhead of the operation here. AK-47. I think a contact player's in the cars. They're just going to try and get a pick back in return. And if they face check coffins, yeah, absolute contact play here. In they go. It's Electronic focusing towards coffins. I feel like the CTs are bested them though. Very aware. Chris J still there with the MP9, but got to be aware of the verticality. They do trade blows, but just Flamey left in the 3 versus 1 now.
Flamey with a smoke, an additional flash, just to be annoying after putting that down. And he transitions all the way into dark. No, he's going to play pillar. And another flash, just to be annoying again. Keep in mind, not all 3 are coming from that same position. The Voxic's clearing Banana, has to do it with the AWP. Now he joins in, that could be a factor. Goes for the pistol instead. Deagle works, why not?
Well, there we have it. Mousesports, they know they can take this game now. Really rough first half, but this is the start that required. Coach starting to believe. Frozen, maybe not so much. Not feeling his best, perhaps, but still looking much better than the first half. Voxic with the opening frag funnels them in towards that B bomb site. You could see they went for the contact play. When I say contact play, it means you're walking into a bomb site until threats detected from your opposition, and then you're at your cue to explode all over the bomb site, try and get through, trade out kills, but Mousesports were checking every 5 seconds or so, caught it, dropped the utility, and denied absolutely everything. We do have a buy here from NaVi, but I'm not sure it's the full investment. It'll be a timeout regardless. It's actually their first one on the NaVi side. They had their great first half, didn't really need it at all, right? Like they were playing the perfect game, essentially. Only gave up a couple of rounds, and we'll see them now with their backs to the wall on the T side. Nothing going in their favor so far. I don't think they can bring out the AWP. Even though we always say it's difficult to use on the T side, a player like Simple, he certainly can find entry points with that weapon. Voxic, though, he knows he's going to start coming into his own here.
Simple's not like a positional player, he's a situational player.
Yeah.
He just makes the most of anything in any situation.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the distance, the angle, the odds.
There are some snipers like that. Like historically, we used to talk about Skadoodle, who didn't have that killer instinct. He didn't know where to go. Like we wouldn't say where he wanted to go. Right? He'd be told. Simple. I'm going to assume he's one of the guys. I'm going to go pick here. I'm going to go play here. I'm going to do this. Right? There's 2 very different types of snipers. Voxic certainly falls into that category as well. I would say, as we'll see the boost from Chris J. They've got lots of tricks up their sleeve. This one will lead them in a little bit wounded though. Luckily, it was only the UMP on the other side. That being an AK, that was a guaranteed kill. So. Does cost him a bit of utility and some HP, but still everyone alive on the Mousesports side. Carrigan feels safe rotating a couple of players out and leaving Frozen alone with the M4.
Voxic, very open, not playing the pixel. He's actually could see all the way to the boiler door, which means quite a bit of his body, is exposed. Better hope he hits that shot. Ooh, okay, he's got a gap actually. Even with that Molotov down, he's got to put one of his own out now, the incendiary to hold them from wrapping around. Library smoke, a lot of commitment. 3 players only on this side, and Kerrigan is fully onto it. He's got to go. Flash gets him in. Zeus doesn't respond very quickly. Simple does, but he gets 2 for 1 in that situation.
Yeah, perfect. Really nice stuff there. Good flashbangs, good synergy. Rops towards a graveyard position once again. The pits become such a prevalent spot. I feel like the graveyard's come into its own a little bit more now because everyone's focusing so much on the pit with the utility that the graveyard's been overlooked somewhat recently. So he is going to be holding the steps for now as Flamey with 30 seconds remaining, holding for a rotation towards the outside, but Voxic's got quad. He's got a kill here for sure. Spotted his corner. There it is. Going to take Boomage down and really starting to look much better at this point. 4-on-2 with 15 seconds. I don't see a way in, but maybe NaVi do. We'll see if they can find it. One player gets past at least, but that was just baiting in Robs. He plays that so well. It's so patient. And that's a great shot from Flamey, but there's no bomb being planted here, I'm afraid, as we close the gap. And it's going to be 11-9 now. Mousesports looking incredibly strong on the CT side. Carrigan, there it is, a wry smile. He's enjoying himself at this point. That push towards quad, very nice stuff. That's not down to his individual skill. That's all about the teamwork, right? He's called for the flashbang. His teammates have listened, and they're doing what he says. And that's great. That's actually alley-ooped him 2 nice, easy kills there. So that's exactly what we want to see from a CT side.
Yeah, this is making a big difference in this game. 5 in a row now. It was 11-4. Where does NaVi go from here? How deep do they have to dig? Because it looked like such a perfect half to open things off with. Inferno these days, 11-4 doesn't matter the side.
Yeah, you're right. Doesn't seem to matter at all.
It used to be standard you get a 5-0 start as well based on the money, so it wasn't like the worst thing in the world. It was about momentum, but there's been opportunity here that NaVi have not capitalized on. And again, Chris, he's going to slow them down. That bait's back in Frozen. Great setup. Bomb dropped inside of Banana, and I do believe there's a smoke over there to be thrown and deployed to hold it at bay. May not matter. Voxic's already going to get Flamey down after he finds Rops, and they're not even going for the bomb. They're trying to go all the way around the map.
Oh, they're getting absolutely rinsed there. NaVi caught out by the crossfire from Logs and the barrels as Christian to take the initial aggro. His teammate swings out. And they get both frags and only lose 1 in the process. That's Rops. It's going to be a 4-on-2 now as Boomage and Electronic, certainly capable of winning this round, make their way towards A. They need to get that bomb if possible. You can see the time ticking away. They're hunting for kills right now. They're going to have to start running in the next 5 seconds or so. So you'll probably see the W's come out if they are trying to win. Bit of footsteps now. Finding a Krieg at least. Electronic knows this round probably not going to be possible now. 15 seconds. Can't even get the bomb down. Gonna have to hold on to what they have. Oh, hello. Bit of an interaction here towards second middle. Voxic wasn't expecting it with the Desert Eagle out. Turns around, finds a free kill. And Boomage will just save at this stage. Not really worth him jumping out here for the frag. If he loses it now, he'll get no cash. But he could get an AWP, I suppose. Doesn't go for it, and it will hold on to the AK. And it's 11-10. Just 1 round in it now. It feels like this half's been about 3 minutes long. Well, there we have it. Mousesports right back in the conversation. Now, this was the crossfire. Remember, 1 player at barrels as well. So Chris really gets the attention. His teammate swings out. You see the bullets coming from barrels. That takes the attention of Zeus as well. Then there's 2 nice kills to Chris J. Once again, working in tandem, not individual plays.
And as if you needed to give Chris a Krieg.
Yeah, right, on the CT side as well.
Work so far this game.
Oh, there it is. Simple, getting a taste of his own medicine. Right down there at T steps. This is a buy as well. The AKs are out. They've got nothing to say about this round.
Chris and the Krieg. It's the name of a band somewhere in another universe. I'm sure his statistics, he's got to be up there with it now. Voxic, still looking down. You're right. NaVi's going nowhere in a hurry, and they're starting to show a serious lack of depth on this T side.
Yeah, that was really crisp from Frozen as well. I like that.
I remember once when I was still playing COD, I thought, well, CS is easy. I can go back over to that. And I played 1 Pug, still in like the MIRC days.
Yeah.
Downloaded it. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go again. Played Source, and I was on Inferno, and I never made it past T stairs because I just kept getting wrecked by the op.
Yeah,
that's what that round looked like. It was like, you guys aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, it can be a brutal exchange. If they start hitting their shots towards the top of a B and you can't get past them at all, it's really rough. And at this point, maximum loss bonus. They haven't really planted any bombs. Luckily, Voxy's missed the shot, probably the first of the half. He's stuck in sandbags, though. I think they're aware of it, but still, it's Zeus. He's known to be bullish at this side of the map, pushing through flames and smokes. This time it costs him, as Vox, if he hits this shot, oh my goodness, I would have been done myself. He doesn't quite land the shot, but he is aware there's another player on the other side of half wall.
Voxic is waiting still. Smoke out. They might get through that before this boost. They didn't push it. I thought they were going to. I thought they were just going to run it down. Thankfully, there was also a 3rd player on the site, to be fair, so Frozen could have certainly taken the aggro, given that a bit of time.
Oh, this is such a weak execution. You've got a couple of smokes to throw in. You've got no Molotovs, one flash. That is just not going to be a great thing here. But the nades might be. That's not bad. A chance here. But it looks like Mousesports just, you can see they're not blind. There's no pressure with the Molotovs. Then simple. Oh, no knife this time. Does get a frag on the boosted player, but Frozen takes care of that pretty quickly. Electronic will have to do something absolutely fantastic at this point to even stand a chance. He's got 35 seconds, grenades flying in, flashbangs as well, sits in the smoke, down he goes, and it's Mousesports taking the lead at this point after being 11-4 down.
The communication seems great on Mousesports as well, because that simple kill, that was through the smoke that Frozen got him back, and he just knew that he was underneath of the drop.
Well, we've talked about the teamwork of Mousesports so far. Now, let's just dissect that a little bit. Mousesports currently hold the second highest flash assists across all teams in this tournament so far. In this game alone, over 20 rounds, NaVi have 3 flash assist kills. That just goes to show you they are not working in tandem. They are not working together. They are working at an individual level. Do you know what I mean? That they're not really assisting each other on maps like Inferno.
More than that on a daily
Mousesports are actually
basis.
flashing each other in. You might not have the same skill as some of the players, but you're flashing them and taking them down together and making crossfires work. NaVi aren't doing that.
No. 3 in this game. I mean, I get flashed more than that on a daily basis on Snapchat.
Yes,
so you
indeed.
really need to pick it up in that case. Like, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, so that's a really strong stat to break down as to why this just really isn't working out for them. You think about going towards the B bomb side, we just noticed then they've got no flashes to actually get in there. No wonder you're not getting any kills, because you're going against crossfires of boosted players and you've just naded them.
Yeah, you highlighted it that round. That was the
Yeah.
perfect time to bring it up, because they threw the nades and then they just walked in and it was like, well,
No flashes to go with it.
guys. Like, we're still here.
Exactly that.
And unfortunately, even with this bonus as it is, because it was 11-4, it's now 11-12. They haven't gotten 2 bomb plants, or at least in the last 2 rounds, they haven't gotten many bomb plants. They've gotten 1 that's been diffused out of the 8 rounds. That's not good enough. This is just a massive shortcoming by NaVi's T side, and you've got to look to Zeus. You pointed out individually, he looks a lot better this tournament. CT side, he did. Obviously, Boomich is new to the team, but they have not got this going on at all.
Well then, these are normally the rounds that seem to work when you're desperate. And there's the opening kill, and there's Zeus as well. And it's going to be Deagles, looking like they're successful so far for NaVi, but still there's Ross, that crisp aim, and I don't mind this at all. Keep going, son. Keep finding those kills. There's going to be 3 in total. He's denied the round. It's Electronic who's going to be pushing in towards B. Unfortunately, this backstab doesn't do anything for him. If he had the bomb, there was a plan there, but he does not. And that's absolutely fine. Had they found a few more kills and continued with the snowball effect they created towards middle, he'd be actually catching players out, rotating back through CD spawn, killing them in the back, and it would have been really impressive to see that work out. Unfortunately for him, Robs nails everyone, but a kill here? Not quite. Frozen really looking quite good right now, and that's going to be 13-11 after being 11-4 down. NaVi have not posted a single round. It's happening again. They get these huge leads and then can't seem to close them out. Wow. Round 25, riding the coattails of the loss bonus to this point. Have they planted a bomb recently? They have not planted a bomb in the last 5 rounds. Goodness gracious. And they've barely made a dent. In the last 5 rounds, Matt, they've killed 5 players in total on the NaVi side. That's insane. They haven't made any dents at all.
It's just incredible when you think about it. Not even a bomb plan. I mean, yes, the rounds have been very convincing, and yes, they've definitely shown that they are running dry end tactics, but you'd think with the skill they have, they could at least push something. Oh, look at this. Robs is already down middle. He just has the confidence to walk down. No one's even looking.
He knows they're rattled. They're going into set piece mentality. They've got nothing left.
Pack it up. This one's done. Chris through the smoke. Oh, look. Hi, guys.
Oh, the incendiary on top of it as well. See you later, guys. He's just absolutely owned them here.
I think if they nade that from the other side, they know they have to be by bags right now.
Oh, he smoked
they don't have any nades, unfortunately. But Robs knows where they are. The one player behind. Boomich does burn him out of position. Flamey capitalizes with the assist, but they're just going to keep pushing. This is NaVi are sitting around like an open team.
That was so sick from Robs, by the way. I can't even begin to describe. I don't have time to tell you how good that was. But the fact he knows that they are desperate at this point, they've taken timeouts, they're going to be going to set pieces, like I said, they're going to start doing just B executions, try and get in there. He's rushed down middle, the prime time, gets behind one, finds the kill. The bomb's already down. He throws the incendiary on top of the bomb, isolates Boomage to get the wall bang. He's smoked off the back of the T-steps as well, so that player can't even assist. And he just wins the round single-handedly. 23 kills to his name. What a fantastic performance. And just to note, Voxic as well. First half, he had 4 kills, Matt. He is now on 19. That dude is absolutely killing it. as we get into another unfortunate situation here. Zeus to the Deagle. You can see that's one whole NaVi of plugs over the last couple of years. We've always said that it seemed like Zeus and Edward always had the rifles and Flamey and Simple never did. It seems like Zeus has made sure that change has been made. He's been a lot more selfless these days, which is great to see. NaVi have looked fantastic in the first half, but yet to post around in the second. And it's their T sides, which seems to be needing some work. If you remember back in the day, Matt, it used to be NaVi executions down to 10 seconds on this map, and right now they just look really lost. And again, it's a flashbang, this time not as successful.
Kerrigan at least down, finally an opening pick from NaVi. Simp gonna try and hold it out. He'll go back down to grab the bomb. Zeus already evaluating Banana, so at least trying to get map control. He's made, no, I think Chris heard him. Doesn't challenge it because he's alone and doesn't want to give up Banana. That's admirable. They're already down a man. But man, oh man, Zeus is lucky he stopped when he did. Chris again with the Krieg. Stop giving him a Krieg. Oh, he's got Simple, he's got the bomb, he's got the round. They get the opening pick, and again, they just hope for the best going back toward B, and they can't isolate a single individual. As Electronic finds Frozen, it's Romps to slide out underneath the trade off of him. Bomb will at least be grabbed by Boomich, but so much noise and such little time to think about things. 15-11, Mousesports have pulled this back.
This is what you call the reverse sweep.
Oh my God, is it ever? They had 4 rounds on the T side.
Yup.
That's 4 more than NaVi's gotten.
Oh my goodness. This is like the worst way to lose as well. And it looks like it's almost too easy for you in the first half. You're just really not giving anything away. You don't post a single round. And the way that, and like I said, remember, Voxic, Dust 2, that AWP is one of the best. You got Chris J as well to back that up. That's a potent combo. That is scary. This team, this is the real deal. Simple gets him an opening finally. Could this be a round? Boomich trying to get his way through as Frozen gets all the information. Unfortunately can't land the shots. The B bomb site wide for NaVi at this point. Kerrigan fancies it. They've got lots of money. Might as well go for it, see what he can do. Hasn't posted a bucket load of frags here, but his 9 could be taken up to 12 if he can do something remarkable here. Not the cleanest of kills, and that will cost him. Gets 1. There was 2 there available potentially, but that should be the round at this point.
And this might be the first round for NaVi in an absolutely abysmal T side. Don't hold your breath on it yet with the way things are going. Romps finds Flamey. Simple started it. He got 2 kills. They had to trade off of him when he went down. At least they managed that by Boomich. But 11 rounds in a row. There's not really any excuses for it. Simple hasn't had his typical game. He's certainly been in it. He's got 20 kills. He's got positive KD for what that's worth. And he's just had a few shots in situations that might be somewhat different in the outcome. But overall, this just isn't good enough from NaVi as a team. And Romps has this down to a 1-on-1 again, but 1 HP. And Bomb too far gone. He will go down, I'm afraid.
Well, the fact is they have had so much money on the CT side, it's not actually a huge deal. You're only going to get $32.50 for winning the round on the T side here. Now there's no loss bonus, no extra money coming in. He's killed a couple of players there, only 1 survives. That means, yes, they will save the AWP and hand that over. I mean, Simple will drop an AK. It'll be a buy, but there'll be compromises again. I think Zeus is down to a Deagle once more. So those kills from Rops are worth their weight in gold and still could be the reason, or the catalyst, I suppose, as to how they close this map out. Round 28 now. Deagle for Zeus once again. Voxic not as aggressive as Flamey, living up to his name. See Zeus now, like I said, bullish towards this side of the map, likes to push through those smokes. Not gonna do it this time. I feel like it's a B execution right now. They swallow a grenade. There's one of the riflers as well. Flamey down to 48, might want to tag out with Zeus. Bomb on the AWP. Simple, 20 to his name. First round on the board for NaVi. Boomich gets the first kill of this round. That was on Romps in the apartment. An iconic position for himself.
Smoke. Nade behind it. Gives him time to run across and get in toward the pit. Just waiting. Patiently, they sit.
So they have 1 smoke, 2 flashes again. NaVi have next to nothing. They have the man advantage, but they know they have no time here, and they have to walk in dry to these key choke points. Voxic might get unlucky in the timings here, which he has. That's enabled them to get up, and this is where things get a little bit troubling for him.
Carrigan's just trying to preserve himself in the corner. It's worked. Boomich walks around and he's dropped. But Electronic gets in the sight, and excuse me, he got that from the balcony. So good shot from him. I thought it was he that was behind the box. It was Zeus planting the bomb. 1 round becomes 2. And interestingly, we have a game again because it's 15-13. That's how close they were to begin with.
And they have to save these weapons as well. Yeah, sure, the money's strong, but it's not strong enough to justify forcing out a 4-on-2 retake. Losing that first pick cost them the round pretty much there, and Mousesports, and it always is the most difficult round to find, number 16. After having such a promising start here, you can see it's NaVi trying to put the foot on the throat now, trying to get rid of any residual cash here for the CTs. Chris J will hit the first shot, though, and I feel like that will quell the push. They don't really have to do much more than that, as we'll see them now. Yeah, just waiting. Don't want to see choke. Walking through to the choke point, as we'll see Kane at the back, being part of the NaVi organization now for some time. See that lovely shot from Electronic. You see that Krieg really... It goes back to your point. Like, I feel like it's the next weapon on the chopping block. Like Orcs had its little nerf now. Krieg hasn't been touched, but it seems to be so prevalent in today's game. It's going to have to be looked at.
It has to be, absolutely. I mean, essentially, they were... There's differences, so I get that. I'm not saying they're identical, but they were similar.
Yeah.
And they have similar benefits to the meta on each team. And the Krieg, we debated whether or not it would make its appearance because the AK is already so powerful with the headshot potential that it has, and people are so used to the muscle memory with it and playing with it in those situations that someone made this point on Reddit. Why does it take the pros so much longer than the average person to find the exploits? Well, they're so good with one gun that even if a gun's better, for them to take a step and learn it is a step backwards because that's how good they are with it. So it was going to have to be someone lower, a tier 2 team that had the time to learn it. And that's what Furia did. And now everyone's realized.
Well, Chris J, he'll take damage at the start. I think Simple hit him straight through the half wall there, but he gets a grenade at his feet. I love this from Chris. He always does this. Doesn't work out for him now. Even when he's tagged, he's always willing to go down to the bottom of B here, as they do a lot of damage. It's not the worst push. In terms of grenades and what they've done, losing a man sure isn't ideal, but still, this round is possible for Mousesports, and they're going to try and get a kill back in return here. This is a nice flash you at home. Coffins, use the aerial. Left click over, your teammate runs around the corner, and he's going for double kills here. He's gonna actually, oh, the smoke as well. Brave from Frozen, but he's gonna surely go down here. It's gonna be such a scrappy second kill if he picks it up. Not gonna happen. Electronic knew he had that for days. As a mechanic in CSGO, if you're not aware, crouching, walking, shooting, full accuracy. So you can face check those sort of angles while moving.
I've tested it in real life too.
Can confirm.
Well, my accuracy didn't get any worse. It was already bad, so. Voxic has Boomich down on the AWP. We're on a 3-on-3. All Mousesports need is 1 round, and this is over. NaVi playing for overtime, surprisingly, at this point. They're going to take their time. Smoke off on Rops. Small gap, but he can't really utilize it. More so, it's gone, and that gives Flamey the angle, who snuck into the site.
And this is the round that really matters. You can't really justify the retake now because you need the money for the last round. You need the Voxic AWP. Overtime certainly on the cards here. Dust 2 next. Who knows which way this one's going at this stage. NaVi wake up just in time and start finding those opening picks. They're going to keep 3 players alive here, and it'll be Mousesports with 2. As there, you can see it all there on the middle.
Maybe they learned from Liquid. They went, guys, hang on. We had 15 rounds, and they had 11.
Yeah.
They beat us. Let's get 11 rounds and let them get 15, and then we can win.
That's the best way to do it, I think.
That's Zeus 4D chess with everyone. How dare we? I mean, he's that good of an in-game leader. He's figured it out.
He's worked it all out. It's all come together, and it will be round number 30 as we get into it now. And like we said, money, yeah, sure. They save weapons. There will be a full buy there for Mousesports, but they did have to save those weapons to ensure that. And the hype machine certainly slowing down at this point. It really felt like it was a bit of a lock-in for Mousesports at one point, but NaVi somehow, some way have made this work. Single orb setup. Surprising to see a double orb setup at all. Chris J, secondary orb, definitely viable. on Inferno, but didn't get to see that at all, just Voxic. And then to be fair, he's a bit of a one-man army, so that's not the worst outcome in the world. We do see a HCX exchange once again. It was simple trying to pick towards B with the AWP. So a bit of a slower round here. You can see once they've lost that momentum and that confidence, Mousesports aren't rushing middle anymore. They aren't trying to get the opening picks in that manner. They're playing a tighter game. You can see they're a little bit rattled at this point, and this is sometimes how you can give these leads up, because you're playing basically you're not playing to win, you're playing not to lose, if that makes sense. You're you're playing those crossfires, you're not really having the same confidence. You're just playing a very standard round, hoping it works out for you.
Yeah, what happened to a few rounds ago when they were relentless in their pressure?
Exactly. That's
pushing,
when you've got
locking them in.
You're feeling at that point. You feel like we can get away with this. They're the ones that are at the back foot.
Well, they did try and flash it in, to be fair, but Simple hits Kerrigan. Down he goes. Second time the flash has failed Kerrigan, and they're 2 men down already. This looks like overtime. Low HP, though, mind you, on Flamey, and Chris J's able to win out on that duel. Og instead of the Krieg, but another missed shot that's going to be extremely costly. Chris can't get out. Tried to get toward Boiler, given that there was a smoke at top middle, but it's all onto Frozen. He might find one if Electronic had overstepped even a little bit.
He's got some timing now. They just checked quads. That's bought him like 5 seconds before they think about it again. Bomb goes down, but now that 5 seconds has expired. He had to move a little bit quicker at that point. Makes his way through and himself known. It does go to overtime, and we stay on the sides we remain. It's going to be NaVi on the T side, Mousesports on the CT side. 16K, MR3, first to 19 will take map number 1. It seemed like NaVi first half locked this in. 11-4, just looked absolutely great. Lost the pistol. You think, okay, they'll bring this one back. No, it was Mousesports that woke up and looked absolutely electrifying until they got to that moment where, oh, they had to close it out. Of course, the hardest round to win. And here we are. Bonus rounds coming through. Mousesports, will they bring on the double AWP setup just to spice things up a little bit? That's what I want to know. And apparently not. They are not interested in that at all. A lot of teams use the double AWP setup on CD side. Inferno, they opt against it, which is surprising considering the foundations they have in terms of players.
Now the question is, okay, Voxic, fair enough to find one. Flamey gets him back immediately. Nade assist as well, thrown in by... Actually, excuse me, damage thrown in by Electronic. It's confusing now that Flash assist is second, but Nade kill is still first, and it throws me off. But it was a kill's a kill, all right? That's what I'm getting at. It's interesting now to see if they switch back to playing to win rather than not to lose, as you suggested, because you could see how much map control that gave to NaVi by default in the last 2 rounds of the first or the regulation. First segment of this game, shall we call it? Because who knows how long this one will go. Back and forth already in this round as well. Looked like Electronic might be able to swing on Frozen. Got damage in, but not enough. He gets the shot, and it remains with just Simple and Boomage to play.
NaVi, Simple on the AWP. 20 points of health. One opening kill here would be enough just to maybe get a bomb plant down. As they line up smokes, looks like this is where they'll be finishing. This is for the coffins. They've smoked CT spawn, flashbang to follow as well. You could throw these and just run all the way back, hoping there'll be one player at the A site. You know it's not going to pull everyone over, but that could be an idea. We'll see if that's which way they're inclined, but I don't think so. They're just going to lead off Boomage and the flash and see what can be done here.
Frozen. Great find from inside the dark spot, but that's where he will be left. Boomage puts him down. Fake plants, try and bait out some shots, learns where they both are, but they are both too powerful together. And the first round of overtime goes to Mousesports.
Certainly does. Mousesports will be picking that one up no problem towards the end. It was a difficult round to even get close to a bomb plant. They managed to get in towards the site at least with a couple of trades, but that's about it. Money not a factor so much in overtime unless you're buying triple AWPs on the CT side and losing every single round. Electronic opening things up, who got taken down by Voxic there. Frozen has been combative towards B. Voxic not challenging as much towards T-steps now. He knows that the fact we're in overtime, there's a very high chance Simple as the AWP will be waiting for that push. Just watches towards the underpass and second middle. You can see he's not quite as aggressive as Simple was. That was pretty out of control. But here's Electronic now, using the smoke to try and get himself towards the very top of B here. waiting for that to dissipate. They've got the Molotov in the corner. He knows he can safely make his way through and focus towards the sandbags. And Chris J, here we go. Double orbs now. We wanted to see it, Matt. Let's see if it works out for them. He'll fall back. Frozen gets the first pit kill, and Chris J, that's what I wanted to see. That's a really nice adaptation there from Mousesports. Just throw that in overtime. You haven't seen it before. They're not used to it, and it's working out really well so far. And that's a kill we don't see too often.
Not at all, yeah, and clean and concise to take out Chris J as he gets around the corner. Flamey has Kerrigan down, though, so again, we find ourselves into a 3-on-3. Rops head down, sneaks into the small side of the pit. Knows they're there, that's evident. Library smoke means he's isolated as well. Toxic means has to go aggressive elsewhere. Catches them before they enter. Good read, good react. Rob's still waiting, and the smoke due to expire with about 6 seconds. Voxic's already just gone through it, because they still haven't rounded the corner. Zeus eventually will, and that catches off Rops, who thought he could find him first, but they had him figured out walking out from the apartment. Still, though, Frozen, one-on-one. Bomb being planted. He's going to know exactly where Zeus is. Gets the angle, but Zeus gets the shot. An op kill and the clutch for Zeus in the round.
Absolutely fantastic stuff from him. Really enjoyed that one. Indeed, the AWP kill was not an easy one as well. He's picked up the AWP and challenged within seconds, had the flick, made a lad, and it gets the bomb down and wins out in the 1v1 as well. This has been one of his best fragging tournaments from recent memory. Every time we've been watching him, it seems like he's doing either the right plays to win the rounds or actually landing the shots that really count. And he's been influential in finding them the first on the T side here. And that's a huge deal considering the way their T side went in regulation, Matt. That's actually very promising news. They've tied things up at 1-1 already. Is it going to be another push here from Frozen? It is, but Electronics ready for it. And then rotations have to come through. No real commitment from NaVi just yet, but Mousesports hunting for information.
Zeus fires into the smoke. Flamey, bottom of the stairs, Boomich. The door, clears mid together, pre-firing it at all. NaVi might actually win out the T-side at half in overtime.
Could happen.
Yeah, that'd be remarkable considering how it all began. Remember, they had 1 bomb plant out of 11 rounds at one point.
That smoke might nullify that idea. We'll see.
The squawking chicken reveals that he was on top of the site, though, and then the trade certainly did. Boomich gets the information. Voxic again. He hits, but he can't kill. That costs them, arguably, round 15. He hits the second. Electronic goes low. So there's benefits to it. Now he's striking because Boomich eventually goes down. Kerrigan takes advantage of both players that were on the site, and it's all onto Electronic trying to push. Voxic switches, and it is going to be 17 for Mousesports.
Voxic just hits the shot from hell there. That is incredible. I didn't think he stood a chance after he did hit that first kill, hit the first body, didn't get the frag. You thought he was done for there, but somehow makes that second shot hit. And my God, did it ever. It will be Mousesports now 17-16. 18 is map point, 19's the win. And they're 2-1 up after their CT campaign, and it was labored as well. That was not easy to finish this one off. This shot, this is the one I'm talking about. How is he that fast? That's insane. Kerrigan, nice work as well to get a couple of frags, and Voxy to close things out. Picked up the AK this time. We noticed that before in the clutch. He didn't do that. Actually had the presence of mind to bring it out and close out the round with the rifle instead. Simple, same push again. This time, no luck. And you can see Mousesports playing a much more tentative game in the start. Just basically said, if Simple kills us at the start, someone's getting kicked. This time, it's Kerrigan who's going to be opening things up instead of him going down to the orb. So I like that a lot.
Smoke on CT is a huge problem for them, but Simple gets around. May not matter anyway. All it does is reveal that no one's pushing through. And it's a fake back over toward A as Kerrigan. Has to fire in over the box. Chris J gets Boomich back on the T side, back on the Krieg, back into the kill zone. Simple gets Kerrigan wrapping back in though. Spawn will be planted. Interesting flank from Zeus. Top mid to Boiler. Doesn't want to clear the hallway though. Simple's already got quad side. I would have thought he tries to clear the apartments. He'll go now. A little bit late. No, he goes back. Excuse me. He's on quad. So they've left Foxic in the halls. I would have thought Zeus wanted to clear that. Frozen and Rops win it out, and there's nowhere to go because of it.
Absolutely nowhere. Electronic. You'll have to sit back in the library, and at this point, no real point in exit kills. You might as well save the Krieg. If you want the Krieg, so go save it. Like, exit kills mean nothing here. So, might as well hold on to it.
Yeah, it's a good point. Exit kills absolutely nothing. So if you want the Krieg, get out. Unless, have I mistaken that there's an op nearby? I don't think so.
Even then, the Krieg, you know, you can't buy that on the CD
Yeah, you
side.
can
It
still
really,
buy an
really
op.
wants that. I guess the 16K doesn't matter. But Mousesports with map point again. Remember, they had it first. They were 15-11 up, so it makes sense that they should find this first. Will be NaVi on the trail once more. They're going to have to get 2 rounds in a row on their CT side. Absolutely possible to take us to double overtime. We will see.
Shots down mid, Electronic. Got the Molotov in that does significant damage to Voxic, all things considered. He was trying to hold the angle in hopes that someone would peek. He didn't want to be, or rather refused to be, pushed off the angle. Nearly paid off as well, because you could see that Simple was peeking down, but he didn't extend beyond. He didn't take advantage of that Molotov or assume that he was safe to do so, which is what Voxic ultimately wanted as Kerrigan backs away from position. Banana, Chris will stay, bomb will be picked up. Minute and 15 to play with all 10 players still alive. Voxic's the only one to really... Okay.
Ouch.
I was going to say take significant damage. That changes. Simple hits a shot, knows a second one get out, and he goes hunting for him. Kerrigan down. And Simple, actually, I was going to say relocates, but actually smokes himself off instead and then goes toward Library. So didn't give up full position of Arch. Electronic waits as well. Makes a lot of noise jumping down, but that's the exact synchronicity with a flashbang, so they wouldn't have heard him anyway. They'd be too busy dealing with Boomich. It seems Simple. Back by Library, able to look over to that side as well, and it's all on Rops. We're looking at 18-17. Remember, they did win 11 rounds on the CT side.
Yes, absolutely true. That's when they've done their best work. Simple with 2 good kills there towards middle. Here's one of them. Nailed the angle, pretty standard stuff there. You can see it's not looking too convincing from Mousesports now. You'd ideally be smoking or flashing that position to make sure Simple can't have a clean kill at you, as Voxic trying to best him in the 1 versus 1. And his T-side performance was very quiet. He did all of the heavy lifting on the CT forces. So does have the AWP available again. Just needs 1 round to take us to Dust 2 with a victory on their map pick. But it feels like NaVi are going double overtime here. And they'll remain on the CT side. It'll be their serve, essentially. They'll have the advantage then. If you're familiar with tennis, that is. Otherwise, that analogy makes no sense to you.
Boomich, again, looking aggressive inside of the apartments. Remember the round he pushed 2 of them, but specifically the one where he got all the way behind them at Banana. Simple, again on the op, quick to realize they'd gotten around. The Arch is smoked. He has to do his part. He certainly will. Frozen drops. Nades, bounced in. Significant damage further onto Kerrigan. He's down to 5. Ox sick. Oh, wow. Last alive. Nade takes out Kerrigan in the end. 1 on 3. Was 4. Op to fire. He's got to pretty much hit every single shot because here comes the cavalry. And he's flashed off to the corner. He can try and isolate. I hold my breath as he crosses the barrels, and they are going to flank him out eventually. It's inevitable that he gets pushed around from both sides.
He knows that Simple isn't towards that position at this point. The smoke doesn't actually do Voxic any favors. If anything, he doesn't know where Simple's repositioned to. Fake plan, I'm not sure that's going to bait anyone in. It actually seems like it might. He is capable of winning these. Just needs to the opening, but not going to happen. Double overtime confirmed. Like I said, NaVi, You said their CT side very good. They remain on the CT forces now. So they'll be aiming for a clean 3-0 to take a lot of pressure off on their T side, and then they can start something fun. If you get a 3-0 on the CT side, you can then go for rushes on your T side. Instead of doing the defaults and just trying to play the methodical Counter-Strike and work it like you normally would, you throw a Hail Mary in there, you rush apartment, something like that, knowing you've got a couple of buffer rounds in a 16K scenario. That's obviously going to be fantastic. We'll see if they can continue their success on the CT side here. No double orb setup. You don't really see that too often from NaVi, but Boomich definitely capable of bringing that in if required, but hasn't really been a massive talking point so far. He's had it a couple of times this tournament, but not as much as I would like potentially. As we'll see the incendiaries exchange, the classic battle, and Karrigan's missed his smoke. Oh!
And unfortunately, that wasn't a glitch. He just overthrew that. It hadn't spread that far yet. He needed to left or right. Hold my hands up. Which one makes the L? He needed to right-click that.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine, but overthrew it and had to run away. This is fine. This is great. This is exactly what Boomich did. He's going to leave him there as well. That's even better because now he's going to get even more information. Pull the gun back out, my friend.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's got the low HP. Thankfully, it was low HP because that could have gotten very awkward. Now he knows to go back to ult mid. Oh.
That's how you do it. It wasn't the cleanest. It wasn't the prettiest. It won't go down in history, but still, it definitely wins the round.
Yeah, Brain was bigger than Braun that round.
Yeah, so that will do. He gets 3 kills. It could have been much nicer, but still there's a chance for Frozen here. 50 seconds remaining, and does do damage towards the AWP at the end. A sigh of relief from Electronic there. He knows how close that was to falling apart. And the balls on him as well. Just to walk past that player at bridge and not take that frag and keep going, that's incredibly smart. That's got to be right on the cusp for Karrigan. He'd be frustrated with that one. Low HP on Karrigan for the second one, you're right. So it's lucky he went for the high HP player first. Obviously didn't have that information. Sometimes it works in his favor. So there it is, first round for NaVi. Good spawn for Simple. Could be peeking towards second middle once again. Doesn't seem to be challenged there too much these days. Incendiary down, waits for the initial exchange. They are flashing him now at least, but they're not doing much with Flamey. He gets a kill towards Karrigan. He seems to be the first to go down at the beginning of these T rounds of Inferno oh so often. Poor guy. And the flash attack. We spoke about this before in regulation. It worked out for them before. He was hoping to get a good timing. There's not that much science behind it. Need a decent flash. One smoke towards library. Hope the timing works out. Oh, Electronics just wrecked them there. And they'll go for it anyway. And that's why you don't run through grey screens. Doesn't work out to us.
No, it doesn't.
They were just so committed at that point. They had no map control, and everyone's there. And as soon as the smoke goes down, I've talked about it before, a lot of teams consider smokes to be force fields, so you might as well still go for it. But yeah, the CT's massive advantage there. You're coming out the grey screen with no reference points, and they're just holding a real tight angle.
Starting on the CT side in overtime for NaVi, I know it sounds weird because you play 3 rounds, you swap. This could be a huge advantage because they have the potential to sweep the CT side, and then that could be it for Mousesports.
And they can just rush around on the T side. They can start just to make some Hail Mary calls on the T side, knowing they have a 3-0 buffer. They can just say, instead of a normal default into the B fake into execution, they say, let's just rush B. Let's just knife out and rush B. Let's just fight. We know Chris J likes to be there. Instead of going through our whole sequence, let's just go in together. They can do the same up middle. They could just have a bit of more fun. And that's what usually happens over time. The strat book goes out the window a little bit and you have to adapt.
Yeah, certainly in a game like this where it's been very cagey.
Yeah.
If it was back and forth the whole time, then you might see that tactical style exist. But when it's a game like this where everyone's seemingly desperate to close it out.
Yeah, especially NaVi. So considering their T-side performance, I would say you'll see them pick up the pace a lot if they get a 3-0. Might not be the case, though.
Significant kill onto Zeus. It does thin out the defense. Yes, you can rotate and you can get position that's beneficial to the CTs on Inferno. And now the offset is the amount of damage they did to Karrigan, Frozen, and Chris J. Simple! He gets called off this time. He's been so good at the top side of middle with the AWP, rather than in the site, which we saw in the first half. But Boomich and Electronic make amends with it. We're still in a 3-on-3, and it's 2 of the low HP players down. That's significant because it means now Rops and Voxic, as Frozen is taken out, can still fight and fight with confidence, as they will do to find Boomich in return.
Great stuff so far. What a round. 2-on-2. Chimney flashbang doesn't do much for the player in towards a pit. The Molotov does, though. Out they come. Electronic in position for at least 1 kill. He does fumble it, though. Flamey has to win out in the 2-on-1. He has no intel as to where they are. There's 40 seconds on the clock. They were looking for the clean sweep, and that incendiary, it might help him out somewhat. Had to be a bit deeper, though, to be honest. Does give him some space and a kill, but the trade is there, and it's going to be 2-1 on the CT side. So not the perfect half they were looking for, which does apply a lot of pressure now.
Good call to double peek that. Just play for the trade at that point in time.
Instead of making it a separate 1-on-1, just trade off it when he's not ready for it. Just to note as well, Mousesports, this is the second time they found themselves on overtime on Inferno. Previously against FaZe, they won out 19-15 against FaZe. Obviously, this is double overtime now, not going to be as clean, but still fighting and looking like they have a chance in this one, especially with just the one T round picked up. That is enough. They can go for the clean sweep themselves in the second half of double overtime.
Double overtime from 11-15. Sounds familiar for NaVi. I told you, they were just like, look, guys, don't stop. We'll do the liquid.
We'll do the liquid.
It's a new dance move performed by Alex Machine Richardson. You can find it now on Henry G's Twitter.
It was on Machine's Twitter.
It's on Machine's Twitter, of course.
And he's a street dancer now, so yeah, check him out.
Street dancer. Does wear clothes, for those of you who are hoping otherwise. Exactly. But still accepts honorable donations inside of his hat.
Damage exchange as usual, but it has got them towards the top of Banana. And Electronic and Flamey are there. 1 minute 20, and we'll see Chris J. We know he likes to push this. It's his own flashbang. It's not the alley-oop. This is just him off his own accord, and it's going to cost him his life, I'm afraid. And NaVi just need one to get map point again, Matt. Remember, that's the B bomb side, not open. Carrigan in trouble, though. The perfect Molotov to flush him out. He has to go to the pillar. He needs headshots. He needs at least 2 kills. Gets 0. 5-on-2 should be round. You've got to go for it. If you're Voxic, needs something massive here. He knows it. Collateral kill there was available. Not going to get anything, but looks at things. There's the first. But it's not enough. It was flashy, it was nice, but surely there's nothing to be done.
Say it's not enough. It is a 1-on-4, which makes it extremely unlikely, given that they're going to get post-plant positions, but there's 3 that are so low on HP. If this even had one more player in the mix for Mousesports, it might be a very different scenario. Oh, boomage. Okay. Cool, man.
That would do it. Wow.
Just decides to fire at the smoke and absolutely wrecks him.
There it is. Chris J. 35 frags. How many has he got in total at this point? 37. Yeah, he's not doing bad.
Season 9 versus FaZe.
Well, season 9 of what, sorry?
Pro League Finals.
Pro League Finals, okay. Well, there we go. NaVi, map point on their opponent's pick. Simple. Oh my goodness, you don't see that too often. The jump across is considered safe. That's an incredibly difficult shot. We can slow that one down and grab the replay of that from Simple's POV. That would be great. We got Frozen now fighting back. I think we might be done here, Matt. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 as they can slow it right down. They need to be smart here. They do not need to rush into a crossfire or a choke point that's going to cost them 2 or 3 kills. Play it together, execute still, and use it advantage and close it out properly.
I do want to point out that Season 9 was only...
Just
peek,
peek,
Chris J.
Just peek by yourself towards Arch. That will do that.
That stat made me think like, wow, it's been a long time then. That was only 2 weeks ago that he dropped 35, so there you go. But he might drop more than 40 if this keeps up. He's on 38 now. He's got more available to him. That was an interesting one. It looked like the smoke was further gone. That might have been a graphical
this is baffling.
Indifference because he finds Zeus standing in the open. Chris forced back into water. Flashed off, needs to get over top of the coffin. He knows the ring, gets around behind them just in time, and that gives him time enough to get Simple. But the bomb can still be planted. 2-2 and a retake required. They're going to work from both directions. Can't play directly for trades. Certainly not with the smoke down towards CT. They'll have to time this to perfection, and they can't. Not gone through. Rops knows he has to. Low HP, but he's stuck in the flames. He's dead, and NaVi get away with the win.
Just about there. They try to throw that around to the best of their ability. If you're in a 5 versus 3 at map point, just hold back. You've got a minute on the clock. Work together, boys. But yes, they do win the map. They steal it away from Mousesports. And I use the word steal because this is Mousesports' pick. They were 11-4 up, and it looked like NaVi had thrown it away. We go to double overtime. And Mousesports, they went all the way. They dumped all their adrenaline and energy into that one. It hasn't worked out for them, and they move on to their opponent's map pick next, which is Dust 2, Simple's Playground. But Voxic's looking good as well, man.